everybody, and welcome back to my channel, or welcome if you're new here. My name is Jessica. If you are, thank you so much for clicking on this video today. If you are here, you love project panning just like I do. This is my rolling project pan update for the month of August. And in this project, I am consistently working on 10 beauty items that most of them I want to finish up. Sometimes I have different goals of hitting pan or just a usage goal, but mostly I'm trying to use up the items in this project. And I do have some progress to share with you, of course. So if you are interested in seeing how I've done on my rolling project pan in the past month, definitely stay tuned. But if you're new here and you haven't already, please consider subscribing to my channel. It would really mean a lot to me. I'm very close to 5,000, and if I could get to 5,000 sooner than later, it would just feel that much sweeter. So thank you for being here and sticking around, and let's get into the video. Starting with an item that's been in this project since January, I am working on this foundation from Clinique. This is their Even Better Clinical Foundation, and it has SPF 25. I'm using the shade WN46 Golden Neutral. When I first brought this foundation into the project, it was weighing 138.6 grams. As of last month, it was down to 118.71 grams. I used it 18 times during the past month, and today it weighs 113.55 grams, so I am down 5.16 grams since last month. And in total, during the course of this project, I've used this foundation 113 times, and we are close to 25 grams, actually just over 25 grams of product used. So if this is 1 fluid ounce, I think that's about 28 grams, or maybe a little bit more, maybe like 30 grams. I am very close to hitting pan on this, or finishing it up, I should say. It's really hard to tell because the product really does cling to the sides of the bottle and you can't see where it's at in the bottle, but I know for sure that it's getting very close to being done. I've opened it up and taken a peek, and when I try and pump it out, sometimes I get little air bubbles. If I have it at the right angle, I can get a full pump out, but it's starting to be difficult to get that pump working. So that means that soon I will need to reach into this with a brush to get the remaining product in there, whatever products I can. So I'm thinking that within the next month, this should be empty. I am very hopeful about that. Like I said, I'm just over 25 grams. If I can use this at least 18 more times in the past month, like I did this month, I think I definitely should have this empty by the next update, which is very exciting because I have been working on this since January. It is the foundation that just keeps on going. It's a very high coverage foundation, so I'm probably not using as much of it as I would for a less high coverage foundation. So for that reason, it's just really been going slowly, but I've really been enjoying it. It does last beautifully throughout the day, has great coverage, and even though the shade match was not the best for me, I was able to make it work with mixing it with other things, and I'm actually gonna miss it a little bit when it's gone, but I'm very excited to try some new foundations or just kind of go on to the next thing in my collection. Not buying a new foundation, not yet. But this one is staying in, but hopefully not much longer. Next item has also been in the project since January, and it is this little mini sample size blush that I'm trying to pan. This is from the Balm. It is from their Alternative Rock line, and the shade is called Bare Minimum. So here's what Bare Minimum was looking like when I first brought it into the project in January. It was weighing 13.14 grams. This has been such a slow going blush. It's very densely packed, quite pigmented, and you really don't get a lot on the brush when you pick up with it. I've been using it religiously, but I'm just not seeing the results on it that I wish I was. When I chose this item for my project, I thought that I would easily be able to finish it during the course of the year, but here we are in the late months of summer, and I still do not have anything like a pan on this blush. Here's what it was looking like last month. It was weighing 12.71 grams. During the past month, I reached for it 17 more times. And here's what it's looking like today. Today, it's weighing 12.68 grams. So I've used 0.03 grams of product. And in total, during the course of this project, I've used this blush 146 times, which is incredible to think about. So I have definitely put my work in on this blush, but it is taking me a long time to hit any sort of goal, even just a goal of pan, and I'm getting to be a little bit disheartened, but I think pan is coming soon. I really do. I'm starting to be able to see the rings on the bottom of the pan, I think, unless I'm imagining things, and the side of the pan is getting very, very low. Because it's such a small size pan and I'm using a quite big blush brush with it, I think that once I do hit pan, it should be quite a large and satisfying pan. But I'm thinking at this point I might change my goal on this blush. Instead of using it up completely, I might just be satisfied once I hit pan on it. We'll see what happens, but I might just do my best on it for the course of this year and then kind of move on from there, because I have so many other blushes in my collection and I don't want to spend too much more time on this one little guy. Even though I really like it, I want to cycle through my collection and really use the things that I have and enjoy them. So this one is staying in for now, but I am starting to get a little bit burnt out, and I really am hopeful that that pan is coming soon to put me out of my misery. Next, I have this Cailyn Eye Polish in the shade Orchid, and this has been in my project also since January. And for this item, I'm not trying to use it up completely. I'm just trying to use it as much as possible and see what I'm able to do with it in the course of this year. So when I first brought this into the project in January, it was weighing 16.6 grams. As of last month, it was down to 16.47 grams. I used it 12 times during the past month, and today it weighs 16.45 grams. So we are down 0.02 grams, and I've now used this eye polish 111 times total during the course of the year. I'm mostly using this as an inner corner highlight, but I've also chucked it on the entire lid area quite a few times, and I love it wearing it that way as well. So I'm just gonna keep on keeping on with this guy. If I can get like 10 to 15 uses with it each month, I think that's great. And I still have not been able to see any visual progress on this, but at least we are able to see the difference with the weight. I'm down 0.15 grams since I started with it in January, which is such a small number, but of course we're using such a small amount of product. Each time I reach for this little eye polish doohickey thingy. So that one is staying in. It will be with us for the rest of the year, and we'll just see what I can do. Next is the primer that I'm working on. This is from Loreal, their Magic Perfecting Base, which is now discontinued, I have come to learn, which is so sad because I love this as a drugstore option for a pore filling primer. I think it does a really, really good job, and I'm kind of going to miss it when it's gone. Here's what this product was looking like when I first brought it into the project in February. It was weighing 65.16 grams. I've been going nice and steady on this product, and at first my original goal was to just hit pan on it, but I was able to do that pretty quickly, and then from there just decided to go for it and just use up the product entirely. So here's what the product was looking like as of last month. It was getting pretty low down there in the jar, weighing 58.03 grams. I used it 14 times during the past month, and here's what it's looking like today. Today it's weighing 56.48 grams. I've used up 1.55 grams of product in those 14 uses, and in total I've used this item 87 times. And as you can see, we're getting down to just the lowest parts of the jar there. I really worked on cleaning up the upper edges and sides so I could have it all the product contained to those bottom edges. And I'm thinking that in the next month, if I continue to use it pretty regularly, I think at most maybe 15 more uses, I should also have this one empty and just another thing to start fresh with in the next update. So we are very close to this one, but for now it is staying in. I think we have about 1 more month to go on it. Next, we have the lipstick that I am panning in this project. This is from Rimmel. This is the Kate Moss collection in the shade 32. So I brought this into the project in April, and my goal is to use it up completely. Here's what it was looking like when I first brought it in. It was weighing 14.52 grams. I've been making nice and steady progress on this lipstick from month to month, using it as both a lipstick and as a blush when I think to do so. Here's what it was looking like last month. It was weighing 13.38 grams. I reached for it 20 times, and here's what it's looking like today. It's weighing 12.87 grams, and I've used 0.51 grams of product in those 20 uses, and we are down to that little nubbin state. We are getting very, very close to having this one finished up. I've now used this 69 different times in this project, which means either 69 days of wearing it on my lips and or my cheeks, and I think we are very close to getting it finished up. I'm not going to dig into this component. I'm just going to get it nice and flush with the little plastic packaging there and call that one good, but I'm really going to try and push for this one in the next month. Reach for it as a blush as much as I can, pop it in my purse to reapply throughout the day. With my more tan complexion, I don't love wearing shades like this. They look a little bit kind of orange sherbet on my lips. I like this shade a lot more in the spring before I got my deep summer tan going, but I've still been finding ways to use it by mixing it with other lip products, and it does look really pretty on the cheeks just as its original color. Here, I'll kind of do a little swatchy there for you of the shade, and I don't know if you can see, but I don't know, it just kind of like reads like kind of orange sherbet with my tan skin in my opinion, but today I have it mixed with a deeper liner and then a more like warm toned lip gloss, so it just kind of, I don't know, tones it down a little bit, doesn't make it as bright and light for my complexion right now. And I also have this one drawn on my little sheet here. So this is my drawing for this lipstick. This is where we started, and from each month you can see the progress that I've shaded out. And then this little nub is what we have remaining, and this little shaded area here is what I was able to use in those 20 uses. So a good little chunk, more than I made in the previous month, and that feels great. So I think if I keep this same enthusiasm and remember to keep reaching for this lipstick, I will have it definitely empty by the next update. Next is my e.l.f. Halo Glow Liquid Filter, and I've been working on this product since May. Here's what the item was looking like when I first brought it in, and I've been making consistent progress on it month by month. I've been tracking the markings on the side of the bottle, so I don't know if I need to show you each and every video, but you can kind of just see the jumps from month to month, from May to June, June to July, and now July to August. So not as big of a jump this month, but I'm still happy that I was able to make some good progress with it. When I brought this into the project in May, it was weighing 128.19 grams. As of last month, we were down to 122.8 grams, and now today we are at 120.42 grams. So I've used 2.38 grams of product in the past 15 times that I've used it this month. And in total, we have used this product 52 times since bringing it into the project. And I mostly use it to mix in with my foundation to kind of thin it out a little bit, add a little glow to that matte foundation. And it's been working beautifully for that. I sometimes wear it just by itself with some concealer, and I also love wearing it that way as well. So really excited that I'm making good progress on this. We're probably about the halfway point from where I brought it in, where that's where I started, and then that's the end of the bottle. So we're just right at the middle point there. So if that means that this has taken us 3 months, maybe in the next 3-4 months, I should have this product empty. Definitely by the end of the year, that is my goal at least. So really enjoying working on this one. And I didn't need to pan this product because it's pretty new in my collection actually, but the lid is completely cracked and broken. So I wanted to use up that product before the packaging failed completely. Next item is from Kosas. This is their Cloud Set Powder in the shade Feathery, and I brought this into the project in June. Here's what it was looking like when I first brought it in. It was weighing 75.16 grams. As of last month, I'd only used it 6 times. Here's what it was looking like last month, weighing 74.85 grams. In the past month, I did a lot better. I used it 14 more times, and here's what it's looking like today. Today, it weighs 74 grams, so I used 0.85 grams of product in those 14 uses, and I've now used this product 20 times in this project. I mainly use this powder to set my cheek and forehead and chin area, and I'm using my loose setting powder for under my eyes and my nose, but it works really well as a blurring powder. I think it's really nice on the skin. I'm just really sad that the packaging is so flimsy and delicate. This little tab broke, so it no longer stays shut. And for that reason, I've got to get it used up and out of my collection because I just don't want it to get broken and to waste the product that's in there, and use up as much of it, or if not all of it, as I can before some kind of disaster happens. So I think I am starting to see a nice little dip starting to form on that product, and there's also a little air bubble that has now appeared on that little center part, so maybe that's indicating the pan is close. I'm not sure. It's a baked powder, I believe, so I'm kind of interested to see how the pan is once I do hit it, but I expect this one to take me quite a bit of time to finish up, but I'm really okay with that. It's a great everyday product, and I have no problem reaching for it, so that one will be staying in for the foreseeable future. Next item is the lip liner that I'm panning, and I'm not trying to finish this one up completely, but I would love to use it 50 times in the course of this project. This is in the shade Doughy, and I do have this on as my lip liner today, and it's a really bright corally pink shade. Very pretty, great for this time of year, and I have been enjoying reaching for it as much as I possibly can. Here's what this lip liner was looking like when I first brought it into the project in June. It was weighing 6.85 grams. Here's what it was looking like last month. It was weighing 6.72 grams. I reached for it 10 more times during the past month, making for 14 uses total, and here's what it's looking like today. Now it's down to 6.44 grams, so I used 0.28 grams of product in those 10 uses, and I believe I sharpened it once or twice in those 10 uses. So we do have a little bit of progress to show. So I'm now at 14 uses. That means I have 36 more uses to go before I reach my 50 use goal. And we are quickly leaving these hot summer months. So this is not going to be the best shade to wear in the fall, but I think I can make it work for the fall if I just mix it with deeper neutrals, I expect. I also have a little drawing of this one on my book where I can show you the amount of product I was able to use in those 10 uses. I think I forgot to draw it the first month, so we just have this one difference to show, but 10 uses for about, I don't know, half a centimeter, not great. I don't use a ton of this product. I tend to just keep it to my lip line area without filling in my entire lip, but I'm just happy it's getting used, and I'm excited to see how much of it I can use after 36 more uses on this pencil. So that one is staying in. I'm hopeful that I can get it out in the next like 2 or 3 months. I just need to remember to use it, reach for it, so I can tick off those uses and get to 50 sooner than later. Last month, I brought in a lotion to try and pan, and this is a frosted peppermint lotion from Taylor & Finch, which I believe I got from like Ross or something like that. And I added a broken eyeshadow in here. It was a ColourPop Super Shock Shadow in the shade Birthday Girl or something like that. And it, you can see, is all down there in the bottom of the lotion. Not quite mixed in, a little bit chunky, but still adding that nice shimmer. I did put this lotion all over myself today. So if you can see like a slight little shimmer to my skin, I don't know, I'm not using my nice camera right now, so it might be hard for you to see it, but I did use it today and it does add a nice little sheen to the skin that's not too obvious. I want to use this up entirely because I've had it for quite some time and this project is going to help me to get there. So here's what it was looking like last month when I brought it into the project. It was weighing 247.73 grams. I only have 6 uses tallied for this item. In those 6 uses, I am down to 162 grams, so I used 85.73 grams of product. And from what I recall, I think that's going to be about halfway from where I started, but I'm going to have to kind of look at the footage to know for sure. But I am making good progress. It's starting to get a little bit difficult to pump out of here, but I will do my best to get as much of the product out of this bottle as I possibly can. And I think if I reach for it regularly, this also will be empty by the next update. So another one we can look forward to rolling out next update. It's going to be a big update next time, but for now, this one is staying in and I just need to remember to stay moisturized, so this one can get used up. Another lip product. I am working on this NARS lip crayon. This also came into the project just last month, and this is in the shade Let's Go Crazy, which is a really pretty hot pink shade, and I've just had this for so many years. It was a birthday gift from Sephora once upon a time, and it's about time that I get it used up. So look at how beautiful that magenta is. I love wearing hot pink lipsticks, and I've had a lot of fun wearing this one. My goal is to just use this one 15 times. So here's what it was looking like last month when I first brought it into the project. It was weighing 7.33 grams. I reached for it 7 times during the past month, and today it's weighing 6.57 grams. So I've used 0.76 grams of product. I think I've sharpened it at least once, maybe twice, and I only have 8 more uses to go. So I'm thinking I should be able to reach that 15 use goal by the next update if I can reach for it those 8 times. But if it takes me a little bit longer, that's okay. It's only been with me 1 month and I have been enjoying reaching for it quite a bit. I have also drawn this in my book so you can see a visual representation as well. So this is where we started in July and we did a pretty good chunk from July to August. So I'm pretty happy with that progress and I'm very happy that this is getting some good use this year. But for now, this one is staying in. And last but not least, we have my sample size or travel size item that I'm working on each month. I try and bring one in to get them used up and out of my collection. And for the past month, it was this primer from Giorgio Armani, the Luminous Silk Hydrating Primer, which I believe to be new in their line to go with their Luminous Silk Foundation, I would assume. So when I first brought this into the project last month, it was weighing 6.44 grams. It already had a little bit of the product used, but I reached for it 4 more times and was able to empty it out. So here it is today. Today it's weighing 4.25 grams. So in those 4 uses, I used 2.19 grams of product and we can call this an empty. It was really great. It was hydrating. It felt great on the skin, but I can only imagine how much this Giorgio Armani primer costs. And that just ain't something that I want to spend my money on. So as much as it felt good on my skin, a lotion feels great as well. I'm not really one that ascribes to primers very much these days. So while I enjoyed sampling it, I'm not going to run out and purchase it, but it was quite enjoyable. If you have the extra coin and you want to throw your money at that, hey, do you, boo. So only one rollout this month, and it is that travel or sample size item. So that means I'm going to bring in a new travel sample size item. And for this month, it is going to be this hand cream from L'Occitane. This is their dry and sensitive skin intensive hand balm. And my hands have been quite dry recently. I feel like I just neglect them quite a bit. And I always mean to bring around a hand balm with me and I intend to use it, but I rarely do. It's just not something that's part of my routine. But hopefully having this item in my project will make it part of my routine, at least for the next month or 2. So I'm going to see what I can do on this product in the next month, maybe use it up, but I will tell you one thing, my hands will be more moisturized and it'll all be thanks to this project for bringing in products like this and reminding me to use them instead of just having them sit around in my drawers and get forgotten about. That is all for my project pan update for the month of August. I really hope you enjoyed it. If you did, don't forget to give it a quick thumbs up before you leave. It really would help me out a lot. And leave a comment down below. Give me some encouragement. Just say hi. I love hearing from you. Thank you so much just for being here. It really does mean a lot to me just to have you watch this video. I'm sending my love out to you wherever you are in the world. I hope this video finds you well, and I cannot wait to see you in my next video. But until then, take care. Bye.